everyone, but there is a certain amount of wrestlers that either don't sell enough or don't sell a particular move. You know, like they'll sell it and then they'll get up and just everything's forgotten. That really bothers me today, because the art of selling is so good. I mean, if you're a baby face, you know, you can get over so much by just selling so well and getting people invested in you, but it's kind of an art. I love these little flip-ups there. You know, you wouldn't think this guy could do it, but he's still doing it. Just getting straight back onto that leg.
I see these days that some people take it to the other extreme, and there's a bit of overselling going on as well, isn't there? I mean, that could be just as bad.
Yeah. But, I mean, here was a time where this would have been a time where people always say wrestlers' schedule today is crazy, but back then it was even more crazy. These guys would wrestle 5 times, and then on the weekends, a lot of the times, Lou Fezzer said this, he'd wrestle 3 times on a Saturday, 4 times on a Sunday. I mean, they were in demand. And something that Lou Fez said that was very interesting in one of his later interviews, he said the reason he felt guys got injured so much today is because their bodies that they weren't as tough as what they were back in the day, where they were just wrestling so much that they rarely got injured. But he felt it was because they were doing it all the time. And he says because of that little gap that wrestlers have, it's harder for their bodies to adapt and adjust to that kind of climate and high pacing. And you know, I'd go along with that to a degree. I know that the pace is a lot quicker today, and you've got to take that into consideration. But then at the same time, these guys had certainly a lengthy matches going on. I'm not saying they took all the risks that we see today, but to be able to work that much a week is incredible. You know, love that little river, the way he got out of that. So slippery.
I suppose there's many ways to look at that as well, isn't there? I mean, like, if we was to take examples of injuries like recently, like Seth Rollins, you know, then no one's going to be doing a turnbuckle powerbomb in this match.
No, not at all. Definitely won't be taking those kind of things going on. Love that little snidey punch going in.
This does look like a firm style, but it does look a lot less high risk than today, I guess.
Absolutely,
so probably many factors in there.
He loves that flip up. It's very effective.
Oh, here we go.
And we got the next pin. And boy, is he happy. Well, I thought he was going to be a ballerina just then. Hang on a minute. So the next fall, Pat O'Connor, and people not too happy with that. I see a bit of garbage being thrown at him in the middle of that. They talk about real emotions going on. And so he's just checking he knows his name. He announces it. Yep, that's definitely him.
Even in the 60s, eh?
And so we will be one apiece at this point, Matt. Going for that third most important pin at this point. So the champion, if you were the champion of the NWA title, you would have this, you know, to win the belt, you had to do a 2 out of 3 falls match. It wasn't a case of just, you know, you win on a 1-4, because a lot of people in the 40s saw that as a fluke. In today's market, Matt, we'd just be happy for those sort of clean finishes. There was no 50-50 here.
No, you could end up with a best of 7, wouldn't you? So you just avoid that.
There's that strut that Matt was talking about there, the Nature Boy strut that's just done there by Buddy Rogers. So he was feeling confident at this point. Oh, a crisscross. Well, there's something I didn't think I'd see in this match. There's almost Ultimate Warrior. And there's the showboat in there. Now, that's a Ric Flair. You get that with the hair as well. Do you see that? That is such Ric Flair stuff there. That strut.
It's interesting to see. It does make you wonder where the origins stem from, and I can see it definitely.
Well, he took the name the Nature Boy because eventually Buddy Rogers would be known as the Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers, and you know, Ric Flair took the name. He was a massive fan of him, without a doubt. certainly took the mantle on well. I mean, you couldn't. It could have been a worse person to get it, but you can definitely tell where this has all come from. You know, styling and profiling was going back here in 1961. Obviously, this guy was the first of his kind.
Interesting as well, like, when they go into these corners, I don't really see the ref being up on the count here. He's not, like, trying to get him out and saying, hey, you've got 5 seconds in there. Maybe there's a different set of rules in those circumstances as well.
Yeah. I suppose I haven't really looked at the way the referee is actually conducting these matches in this one. I should have not really... it's probably a good thing that I'm not... Everyone says a good referee is when you don't notice him. Nowadays, I notice the referee all the freaking time.
Yeah.
But everyone says that you know when a referee's been good when you don't notice them. And I can't say I've been drawn to the referee that much. That's probably why I haven't looked at when he's been counting or anything, for the most part. See a lot of people in the audience just dressed up in suits and all kinds of stuff. This was certainly a night out, wasn't it? Man, how many flip-ups has this guy done?
Yeah, that, and he does love a shoulder tackle as well.
He does, yeah. Those slams, they don't just look like, small slams. He's like he's chucking him up before it. Oh, foot on the rope.
So are you like me in this match? You don't know who's going to win?
I do know who's going to win, only because Sheldon kind of spoiled that for me. But I didn't know in what order it happened in. Like, I have no idea of the order that it happens. So that's why I said to you, I wouldn't be surprised of either way.
I would be rooting for I'd be rooting for Buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, now he done this in the last match, this bit in the corner, and that's where he done that little cheap shot. But in this one, he looks like he's not getting out of it. He looks like he's legitimately concerned. He starts saying, "Don't do any more." Well, another slam as well. God. It's the way he chucks him down. It looks like it's just so much more intense. He's putting so much more power behind it. Foot on the rope again, is it? Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely using that one.
He's definitely in this match. So that rope, isn't he? He's right over the rope.
This Pat O'Connor needs to make sure he pins him in the middle. Buddy Rogers is just like, no more. Now, he's done the exact same thing in the Lou Fairs match. So this is obviously one of his trademark kind of things towards the end of a match. And he'd had enough just to plead with the guy. But sometimes he'd come out of a sneaky one.
Knockout punch almost there, wasn't it?
Yeah, Big Show style. Now the referee's got in between him. Was he trying to check if he's knocked out or something? No, here's a go. Back into a headlock. God, it's not messing about with that turnbuckle, are they?
That was not at the back of your head. Oh. And I mean, definitely technology in turnbuckle padding improved over the years.
Yeah, that looks so small. And
that's a tiny stuff.
That must have, that could probably hurt the back of your neck. So I'm guessing the referee is at this point, is he checking if he's knocked out, if he can continue? I'm guessing that's why he's holding him off slightly. Because every time he's going into that buckle, I'm guessing because he's going down holding his head. And so this is very much one-sided towards the end of this fall, there's no doubt about that. Now some actually trading punches going on. And in the body.
And I mean, this is and I have no problem in the believability of this either, because this does look pretty nasty. The way he has been throwing his head into those turnbuckles.
That's got to be like, what's that? The third time he's had his foot on the rope, I think, in a pinfall just then as well.
Yeah.
He's definitely
He hasn't been learning, has he? He hasn't
no.
thinking, I'll make sure I do it this time. Or maybe he hooked the leg.
Whoa, jeez, that drop kick like was literally in the head. I don't know if you saw that. Oh, straight into the ropes. Man, Patagonia got up so high there for that drop kick. Yeah, everyone's like now off this.
Crowd are getting on their feet, getting very excited.
Yeah, they know this could be his chance, I guess. He's selling that groin there, isn't he? Now he's gone very close to the ropes as well. Is that going to mean something? No. Is that it? Was that it? I don't even know.
Was it?
I think it was it. I think that was it. I think the groin.
Wow.
And there you go. See, that is what I'm saying. You will never know. Look at Patagonia. This has literally gone out the ring. Literally, it's like police guards standing there just in case. Look at the amount of people. Look at those. Is that police or security or whatever it is? Look how many have come up. Like, they're protecting.
I don't want to write now.
Chicago was obviously a very heavy place if you gave them the wrong result, in this one. So, the reason Sheldon Goldberg gave me this match is basically this would be, of course, Buddy Rogers' first title reign of the NWA title that he'd worked so hard to get, a good solid decade, more than a decade. In fact, he'd wrestled slightly in the 40s. You saw him as a sort of much younger wrestler 10 years prior against the Lou Fairs, and this was his moment. I've got to say, I didn't see that ending. I didn't know the ending. That's why I was surprised. But I guess, listen, maybe today we're not used to when guys get kicked in the groin. We're used to seeing them still get up and wrestle. But back then, I guess the groin, if you're going to hit it that hard, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
and it certainly was for
I doubt
Patagonia.
anyone wants to test that theory, whether that will keep you down for a 3 count, but I'm pretty sure it would.
Yeah. Now, the amount of the policing that is going on here, I can only assume that because of Buddy Rogers' character, that this was not going to go down well. That people were a little bit worried, or the promotions was a little bit worried about this. When you see that, I mean, that's incredible. When you see it, but yeah, he gets crowned the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He's going to give a speech there as well. We can get this on the podcast, in fact. To a nicer guy, it couldn't happen. Well, there you go. Heard that speech many a times in wrestling as well. You know where that come from. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That ends our. We had 3 matches. We've gone from Japan, all the way down to Chicago, 1961. Matt, what did you make of that last match then? Pretty enjoyable, I thought.
Yeah, I'd say out of the 3 that we had done on this night, I would say that is probably my favourite one. I think it was really good. Actually, it's good to see a little bit of history like that as well. It's a moment of huge importance.
Yes, I'm pretty sure we'll feature most of the NWA, like the title changes, so people, because I know people are very familiar with the NWA, but you might, again, back then people held that belt for years, not a month. It was never in months or any more weeks. This was a year thing. So there were a lot of different eras, and so we're all the guys that held that belt, trust me, they could all wrestle, and they all had a big feat. So we'll probably hit most of them in this 10 episodes that we go through. Like I say, thank you to everyone listening. As always, I'd like to hear your feedback. If there is a particular match that you think would be worth viewing, don't forget to email us in at the Wrestling Skull Podcast. Send me the link to where this match is available. Like, we have to definitely have footage of it, and all the rest of it, and we'll credit you with it as well. Matt, thanks very much for coming on, going back, way back again in the time machine for this, as always.
Oh no, it's great fun, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yes, we'll have another episode soon as well. Until then, folks, I've been John Scott, he's been Matt Essex. Have a great week.